Okay, so in this video, we are going to understand as in like how to use certain basic editors which usually come with any workstation you have or any laptop you have in which you code. Okay, so typically while we code, when we code some decently big projects or decently small size projects, we utilize something called VCS, which stands for Version Control System, right? So we utilize that. And for that, we usually have to, we usually have to utilize some kind of editor. Now, of course, if you have a robust computer with a typically good specifications and hardware such as RAM, GPUs, your SSDs, if you have all those things, then yes, you could use VS Code, you could use Visual Studio. You could use other kind of editors as well, and that is for you. But suppose like let me put this in this way. So not all the students of computer science will have that much of money to buy expensive hardware for their practices of computer science. So for in those cases, sometimes it is not even feasible to run VS Code or any kind of simple editors, or even just the Windows operating system such as Windows 10 you cannot run, or even Windows 11 you cannot run. You just have an old second-hand hardware in which you just have to like run some Linux distro or some kind of other like distro such as cbse and something. So in situations like this, which now this is applicable for both your Windows as well as your Linux. It's just that in the Windows, you just have to install a Git, which is the version control system. Now, suppose if you're like utilizing this version control system, which is Git, it comes pre-packaged with one of the terminal text editors, which is called VI, and it is also called now VIM. So it's VI improve. It stands for VI improve. So I'm in this video, I'm just going to give you, certain methods to use this terminal editor and how you can utilize this one, right? I'm just giving you just few of the commands and just few of the commands in which you will be able to utilize those things. Okay, so that is only I'm going to provide you. Okay, so now ls is the basic listing command in which the directory it will list all the files in the directory, which is this directory is here, right? Now in this, suppose we want to like make one function. Uh, let's say you want to make another user-defined function. So to make that function, we have to type in VI. VI stands for the virtual editor or like something like that. So VI we use, and after that we put in the file name which we want to create. So let's say I want to create a defined user defined func.py. Okay, user defined func. Okay. Now, this is the file name which we are going to make. Typically, it will be the whole path, but like since we are making in the same directory, we just put in the file. Then after writing this, we just press enter. When you press enter, we have this kind of an interface in the terminal itself. If you type something in here, nothing will work. Okay. To type something, you have to go to the insert mode. So in that, you have to press in I. If you press in I, you'll see that this one has changed to insert in here. Right? Now you could type in any kind of code you want. Okay, then you could add any kind of code you want. So suppose I'm just like making a generic function. So our next chapter is like user-defined function. This is the user-defined function. So I'm just going to make another function in this one. Some other function, and this is all I'm going to make, and then I will just print. This is the other function. Okay. Now, afterwards, when you have done your writing part, right, it is still not stored in your, solid state drive or your hard disk. It's just still in the RAM itself right now, right? To transfer this data from RAM to the disk which you have, whether it is your solid state drive or hard disk drive, you have to first press escape to get out of this insert mode. So this insert mode is gone now. Okay. Then you have to press shift and then you have to press colon in here. And if you want to save it, you just press W. Once you have written W, W stands for writing. So it will write to the disk. You press W and then press enter. Right. Now you will see that it in here it says that user defined function dot py new 4 line and 65 bits bytes written bytes written. So it gives you a specific amount of uh, a lot of details of what it did, right? Suppose if you want to like you're in a hurry and you want to like save it and then quit the editor itself. So then for saving you have the right switch, which is the W1, and then you have Q, which is for stands for Q. Q like you have the Q which stands for Q, that is for quit. Okay. So for quitting you have Q, right? So that is for Q in this one. So you can combine this one together and you can just write it and quit all together and you can just press enter and you will be out of the editor. Suppose if you want to like just want to see this and just want to quit and do not want to write. So you press shift colon again and then you press Q. So now this will what will happen in this one. If you have done any editing in this one, it will not save it, it will just quit the editor. Okay. So suppose if I like again start this one. Excuse me. Suppose if we start this one and go to the insert mode again and we write something. So let's write a comment. This is just another example of the function. And then I don't want to save this one. I just want to like quit. So I just press shift and colon key and then I press Q. If I press this one, no write since last change, add exclamation mark to override it. Okay, so it will stop you to quit before saving. So that restriction is always there. Usually in the new editors, you don't have that restriction. So when you do not save it, it just exists regardless whether it is saving or not. And some of the editors, such as VS Code, you could set it up in such a way that whatever you write, it just saves it to the disk, like on the go. Right. So for that, you press Q and then you press exclamation mark. What this does is it quits, but whatever you have extra you have written in the RAM while opening the editor, it will not save that. It will just quit the editor and disregard whatever it is in the RAM. So it will be shift colon. You have the colon in here. Now you press Q, then you press exclamation mark, and then you press enter. Right now here you have exited from there. If you check the file again, there is no comments in here, right? So that is there. Okay, so this is the simple explanation as in how to use the VI editor, and similarly you will use the Vim editor, and the new Vim one will have more features in it. So that is how you like understand like how to use terminal editors in this one. So this was short video I had to like make in order to make you understand as in like how to use the VI editor for the development purpose. Okay, now thank you for being in this video. I'm going to like complete uh, the next few things which is left. Yeah, thank you for being here.